Today you join me at Citroen Armadale for this Citroen C5x. Now this is the plug-in hybrid model in max trim, powered by a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder petrol combined with a 12.4 kilowatt-hour battery, producing 225 brake horsepower and getting a 0 to 62 claimed in 7.9 seconds. In this video I'm going to give you a tour of the exterior and interior, so stay tuned for this video. So up front we do have the Citroen Chevron logo centred with the 360 camera here. Now down below you're going to notice that we do have the Chevron grille with the radar cruise control, and if we make our way to the side here you are going to see the split headlight design similar to what we've seen in the Citroen C4. We do have full LED matrix headlights up here, and this kind of reminiscent to me of the rear of the Citroen C4X that we've previously seen. As we make our way around to the side of the C5X, we're going to notice this particular car comes with 19-inch alloy wheels in bitone, and then this being a hybrid model, it does have a hybrid badge on the side. Now one of the cool quirks on it, it does have a blue H for the hybrids, and then on the side of the car we do have a 360 camera lens on the side of the mirror. On the rear 3/4 panel we do have the charging port. This car does have a Type 2 charger. We also have a button here for your deferred charging, so you can charge home at a cheaper rate. As we work our way on the rear of the car, you can see on the C-pillar we've got these little silver streaks, and this is kind of mimicking what we're seeing with the two spoilers. So up here we've got the first spoiler, and down here in the tailgate is the second one. Now we work our way onto the rear of the car. I do quite like the kind of 3DS design on the tail lights. Not too much else to say. We've got parking sensors, black body cladding down here, and the chevron pattern embossed into the bottom of the bumper. Now let's go ahead and check inside the boot of this car. So in the rear of the car we do have a little 360 camera with a lens cleaner, which is quite cool to see with the Citroen logo as well as the Citroen spaced out. Now let's go ahead and jump inside the boot of this car. It is electronically powered, and inside you're going to find 485 litres of boot space. Now this one has got these straps here, similar to what you see maybe in a Jaguar XJ, to help loading and taking out luggage and other items like so. We do have 60-40 split as well as a ski hatch. Now the seats themselves are able to get folded quite easily by pulling this little lever, and they fold down like so. It's also worth noting we do have this cargo cover here. Now I'm going to do this with one clip. Now what we're able to see is you pull them down like so, and that slides into there to give you a little bit more room and storage, or if you want to put them back up, pull that out and it clips on like that. And that is the boot of the Citroen C5X. So you join me up front in the cabin of the Citroen C5X. Now you're going to be pleasantly surprised in here because there's a nice blend of soft touch materials. The entire dashboard itself is soft touch, and you may notice this pattern going across the doors in the centre here. It looks like to me like fake wood with this hexagonal print on top of it. Very different, the first time seeing this in a cabin for myself. The door cards themselves are a continuation of that pattern with the silver trim that we've seen in the C4, as well as that chevron pattern continuing from the rear into the front. As we work our way to the door, we do have a nice blend of plastic and the vinyl material. The chevron stitching is continued from the rear up to the front, and that fake wood with the hexagonal pattern is also on the door card with some light aluminium touches as well. We do have all-round electric windows, and then we do have a decent sized door bin that can hold a big bottle of juice, and it is rubberized at the bottom so you can easily wipe that if something spills. So we're going to put the foot in the brake and start the car up. This car does have memory seats, so the seat does pull forward slightly, and we do have a 12-inch touchscreen. Now all models out with the base model get this 12-inch screen. It's quite good because you can see things like your charge rate, etc. on there, and yeah, it's pretty fast responsive. You've got these widgets just like we've seen on the other Citroens. So on the screen we're able to personalise these widgets. So say for example you wanted Apple CarPlay to be there, at a touch of a button you could enter that, but for today we're going to show you applications, mirror screen, and it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So like we've seen, we've got the hard key for the home, but also have a hard key button here for the car. Now you're able to change things like your ADAS systems. It is worth mentioning that this car does have Driving Assist 2.0, and we can easily turn on and off things, say for example like speed limit recognition, traffic light, etc. It's quite nice just to have that there in a case of a couple of buttons. The system also has games, so maybe if you're charging you're able to play some games like Tic Tac or Hangman. As you can see, it is pretty fast and responsive, and you've got the capability to make these widgets full size as well. So, for example, you wanted your sat nav, or you wanted to see your charging, your statistics, or your whatever you want from the car, you're able to make larger. It is powered by TomTom, and as you can see, pretty fast and responsive. So here we've got 4 air vents covered in this kind of silver trim, quite nice to see. Physical buttons for your hazards and your door lock in the centre. More continuation of that with trim, and then we do have physical buttons for things like your heated seats, which are free stage, which is nice to see. Dual zone, and they've got a nice weight to it as you turn the temperature up and down. Now it's worth noting, as you turn the temperature up and down on the screen at the top there, it rotates round just like one of those old digital clocks, which is quite cool to see, if you can see that. Same thing, turn the middle one for the fan speeds. Those little fans are going to go up in little half segments. Now just below the climate controls, we do have a sliding drawer for your wireless phone charger, pretty seamless transition. We do have some black gloss plastic, and then we do have 2 cup holders with rubberized little bits here. So you've got this little gear selector here like we've seen in other Citroens. I've pushed that forward into reverse. We can see we've got a really clear 360 camera and reversing camera. We're able to change to the front and rear as well if you don't want the 360 and you wanted to focus on a particular angle of the car. It's quite a neat touch, and as you can see, stitched well together, fast responsive, no complaints there. So down in the middle here we do have a drive mode selection. Now there is 4 modes for this. We've got all the way down for electric, comfort is your default, we've got hybrid, and then we've got a sportier setting as well. Now being a plug-in hybrid, I can appreciate you're probably just going to leave this in comfort and enjoy what the hybrid has to offer out on the road. So up front, in front of the driver, we do have this instrument display that is fully digital. Now this is configurable, so as you can see in this setting we do have the map with the speedo, fuel range and electric range on the left. Now it's worth noting this car gets a claimed 39 miles of electric charge from its 12.4 kilowatt hour battery, sitting about 46% with 14 miles of real world range. Now the little button on the left hand side of the stock allows you to cycle through the centre screen here, as well as the heads up display, so you can see the 3 options. So we've got the power mode here, as you can see with that indication of this little endless lines going into the abyss, and then we do have the map setting that I would probably leave it on personally because I quite like a little road map in front of you. But as you can see, cycles through all those settings quite quickly and all the options available to you. So you can configure the heads-up display to have things like your sat nav, and then again a tap of the button on the side of the stock cycles through what we see in the centre screen, pulls it up onto the heads-up display. Now I would probably again have that on the map, so you're getting the mimic of the map on the heads-up display as well as in front of the driver. So in the centre here we do have a split folding armrest. Touch of a button, it pops open. It does have a USB-C charger with a little bit of light to illuminate where you're going to put it, and we also have it lined with this rubberized material which makes it nice and durable to wipe down. Ideal space for maybe things like your phone. It's worth mentioning the seats in this C5X that are softly damped and very soft and squidgy that you'd expect from a French car. This stitching from the chevron stitching that we've seen in the doors are also continued across the centre here, and we do have this kind of like pattern in the middle to break up the seats. But yeah, I'm 5'11", plenty of headroom, plenty of knee room. They are electrically adjustable, but yeah, just to take a look again, they are super soft and comfortable and squidgy to get in. So if you are looking for a comfortable seat, it's worth having a sit inside the C5X. On the right hand side of the seat, we do have 2-stage memory seats. This is part of this Max package, and we do have electric adjustment for the seat and lumbar and various other seat adjustments. So on the right hand side of the steering wheel, we do have a little indication for deferred charging, as well as a fuel filler cap release. We've got heated steering wheel, and then you can push this button to open the tailgate. On the left hand side of the steering wheel, we do have the buttons for your cruise control, and on the right hand side we have the buttons for your radio and your calls. It's also worth mentioning we do have paddles to change gear in this car. So it's worth mentioning on this door card here, this little toggle here is for your heads-up display adjustment, and then you can toggle it around to adjust each mirror, and we do have all-around electric windows. You join me in the back of the Citroen C5x. Now back here we do have a rather lined interior cabin. We've got USB-C chargers highlighted with a little light down there, a little bit of storage and vents for the rear passengers. It's always nice to see some mat pockets for both passengers in the rear. They are lined with some sort of fuzzy stuff, so nothing's going to get scratched. We have decent sized door bins as well, and they are rubber lined, so that means it's going to be easy to wipe. Overall materials back here are pretty on par with what you expect from a Citroen. We do have a blend of plastics, some silver touches, and then this kind of vinyl material with the chevron stitching going across. Now we do have this centre armrest with 2 cup holders with little grips. The aforementioned ski hatch, which is always nice to see for road trips, or you can fold that up and get free abreast. We do have child seat anchors behind these little zips here, and the floor is relatively flat, so you are able to get a third person back here at a pinch. For reference, I am 5'11", and I've got pretty much decent headroom, and this is pretty good leg room for myself, so it's going to be a good family car back here. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Citroen C5x. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below. Special thanks to Citroen Armadale for providing this C5x. Comment below your thoughts on the car, and I'll see you next video. Ciao.